This mountain is the heart and soul of V8 motorsport. They're prepared and determined to conquer, but the mountain writes its own script. This is it, the V8 Supercar 1000 at Bathurst. And we're trackside for Sports Tonight. Welcome to the early edition of Sports Tonight. We are on the podium here at Mount Panorama with the winners of the 2001 V8 Supercar 1000 at Bathurst, Tony Longhurst and Mark Scaife. Congratulations, what an amazing day. Is there a sweeter feeling in Australian motorsport?
Oh, look, this is our grand final. I mean, it's just an unbelievable race today. And, you know, the guys did a great job. Tony did not make a mistake, and that was the thing about today. You needed to be there at the end, and the car was just unbelievable.
Tony, a quick word. When Mark came across the start-finish line, what was your feeling?
Pretty special. I've never done that before. I suppose I've done it before.
Well, you've done it once before.
I think it's just fantastic. It's such a tough day. He's a champion. He deserves it.
All right, well, just hang with me for a second. Let's take a look at exactly how this race unfolded and exactly how you guys won it after 161 laps.
Let's go to work. The 2001 V8 Supercar 1000 is away and bogging it down. Russell Ingall in the middle of the grid. He's gone right back. Fortunately, everyone has avoided him. Now he gets going.
Glenn Seaton leading the 39-car field into Hell Corner, while back on the grid, Dougal McDougall's Commodore crippled by a broken tail shaft. Bad luck, something Seaton is all too familiar with, and it threatened to wreck the Falcon Drivers' Challenge very early.
Maybe it's Seaton's car that's got the guard rubbing. Yes, it is. Yes.
Series leader Mark Scaife adding to the blow.
Forward, and Mark Scaife takes the lead of the V8 Supercar 1000.
Plenty of movers behind them as the lap record took a pounding. Russell Ingall charging into the top 5 after a sluggish start. John Bowe even quicker as he closed on Scaife.
Bowe takes the lead for the first time in the
hectic pace forcing errors. James Brock blunting the family reputation. Pole sitter Marcus Ambrose also taking a trip to the beach. Craig Lowndes flying until this mishap at Forest Elbow.
Look at this, no space, nowhere to go.
Race leader Bowe finding pit lane just as difficult to negotiate.
Can you believe it, Bowe? John Bowe has missed his pit bay by 3 or 4 lengths. The team pushing him back.
The safety car brought out, but soon after the restart, it was needed again.
In this front battle, there's been a big crash. That's the Donaher Cradbrook entry.
Cars leaving the road in all shapes and forms. Bathurst never fails to surprise, but how's this for shock value?
It is hailing on Mount Panorama.
The mayhem reshuffling the field. Tony Longhurst, Todd Kelly, Stephen Johnson and Stephen Richards waging a 4-car war at the front.
This is absolutely incredible stuff.
A collision involving Bowe's co-driver Simon Wills and Anthony Tratt saw the safety car introduced a 3rd time. The front runners opting for the pits and the compulsory brake pad change before engine failure struck one of the favourites.
Oh no! Car 17, the Shell Helix Ford.
A light shower bringing 96 champion Lowndes into the picture, blowing by Scaife and Greg Murphy into the lead at the halfway point. But with the rain getting heavier, Forest Elbow again proved his undoing.
Lowndes is in the wall.
His chances done and dusted. Others meeting their doom on the sodden circuit. Aussie Mail driver Brad Jones briefly reigning at the top, having started 22nd on the grid. His pit stop leaving HRT's championship contender Jason Bright to take the mantle. Being in the lead not necessarily the best place to be though. The constant use of the safety car leaving the field bunched. 20 lead changes in 125 laps. Veteran Larry Perkins getting his first taste of the lead at the right end of the day. But the mad dash ahead of the final set of pit stops was to claim some notable casualties.
And then all hell broke loose. Watch in the background as the Cat Ford goes off, and then the number 2 HRT Commodore of Jason Bright.
Perkins not totally avoiding the mess, a dodgy pit entry before handing over to Ingall for the sprint to the line.
The front of the car is an absolute mess.
Scaife, Jones, Richards, Cameron McLean and Dean Canto also buckling up for the race-deciding stint. With Ingall struggling to keep the Castrol machine in a straight line, Scaife and Jones made a break.
For the lead, Scaife's just done another 2:11.4. Jones a 2:11.2. The gap 1 second.
The classic Holden versus Ford finish. Scaife wearing down the former HRT driver in one of the tightest finishes on record.
He comes across the line. He's down on the V8 Supercar. He has now. Scaife and Longhurst do it at Bathurst.
Mark Scaife's third Bathurst victory and Tony Longhurst's first since 1988. Brad Jones equalling his best ever performance with Scott John Cleland after qualifying well down. 21-year-old Todd Kelly and Greg Murphy teaming up for a brilliant third. Scaife with a stranglehold on the Shell Championship Series, almost 500 points clear of second-placed Russell Ingall with 2 rounds remaining. Jason Bright relegated to third, Stephen Johnson and Greg Murphy rounding out the top 5.
Okay, so the championship party is well and truly underway. Scaife, I want to talk about championship overall. You're in the box seat, 552 points today.
Well, I haven't seen what it's done for us in comparison to other guys, but Tony tells me we're looking all right, so I'm glad he gave me a hand today because it was so important.
Mate, I can tell you you're looking okay because your main contenders, well, they dip by the wayside aside from Russell Ingall. Tony Longhurst has been an up-and-down season for you, but you came into this weekend slotting in with one of the best drivers, if not the best driver in the field, and the best car, the best race team. I mean, that's heaven for you guys.
Mate, I was driving home on Monday morning after Bathurst last year. I rang Mark up on the mobile. I said, mate, can I drive with you next year? And that's how it came about. Rod Nash has let me drive his car during the year to keep me sharp. And it's just a fantastic race, fantastic event. This HRT team are very special people.
Do me a favour, show me the trophies here. That's the winners, folks, the winners of the 2001 V8 Supercar at Bathurst. Now let's go across to our second place getter. Trent Higgs is with Brad Jones.
The celebrations are starting down here in the scrutineering bay as Brad Jones pulls up a second place finish for the Aussie Mail AU Falcon. We'll just give Brad a second to get his helmet off. Brad, what a sensational result. We'll just let you get that helmet off first. It's been a long, long day for you. And what a result. Brad Jones, you've been successful in many forms of motorsport, Auscars, NASCARs, 2 litres. Brad, how do you feel?
Tired and satisfied. You know, I'd catch him and then he'd get away, and I'd catch him and he'd get away, and really, it's more than I could have dreamed. I mean, I was hoping for a top 10. We started 22nd. The car was so strong. The guys were up all night working on it last night. You know, fantastic guys. You know, Aussie Mail support's been great, and I mean, at the end of the day, he just had a little bit too much for me, but there wasn't much in it. If traffic had been a little kinder earlier on, I might have stuck with him, but he did a fantastic job. And every time well done, Scaife. Well done, mate. And I just couldn't, you know, every time I tried something, he'd respond. He's a, you know, the mark of a champion.
You've achieved so much in motorsport. Is this the pinnacle?
No, winning's the pinnacle. You know, I've been second 3 times now, and I just want to win that one. It's something I've dreamed of since I was a kid, and, you know, those last 10 laps, I could see it slipping away, and I just dig down. Well done, Murph.
Well
Thanks,
done,
buddy.
mate. Great
Thanks.
job.
Thank you. So, there's a bit of life left in the old dog yet.
Good on you, Trent. Thank you. Well, it's starting to get a little bit unruly here. Good time to take a break. Good time to celebrate the 2001 V8 Supercar 1000 at Bathurst. Come back and join us on the other side as Sports Tonight continues. We'll have more from the mountain and the rest of the day's sport.